Today's class will be given by His Grace Prasannatma Prabhu on the topic Srimad Bhagavatam 4.8.78. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you are there on the call?
Yes, Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Prasannatma Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much Prabhuji for giving your valuable time and giving your association in this conference call. We are very fortunate to have you in this call, Prabhuji. You can take over, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Today we'll start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritva Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat. Srunvatam Swakataha Krishnaha Punyasravana Kirtanaha Hrudayantastahi Abhadrani Vidinoti Suhrit Sutam Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaye Bhavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Today's verse is 4.8.78. Adaram Mahat Adinam Pradana Purusha Ishwaram Brahmadharayanasya Trayaloka Chakampire. Adaram, response. Mahat Adinam, of the material sum total known as the Mahat Tattva. Pradana, the chief. Purusha Ishwaram, master of all living entities. Brahma, the supreme Brahman, the personality of Godhead. Dharaya Manasya, having taken into the heart Trayaha, the three plenary systems, Lokaha, all the planets, Chakampire, began to tremble. Translation: when Dhruva Maharaj does capture the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the refuse of the total material creation and who is the master of living entities, the three worlds began to tremble. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. In this verse, the particular word Brahma is very significant. Brahma refers to one who not only is the greatest, but has the potency to expand to an unlimited extent. How was it possible for Dhruva Maharaj to capture Brahman within his heart? This question has been very nicely answered by Jiva Goswami. He says that Supreme Personality of Godhead is the origin of Brahman, for since he comprises everything material and spiritual, there cannot be anything greater than he. In the Bhagavad Gita also the Supreme Godhead says, I am the resting place of Brahman. Many persons, especially the Mayavadi philosophers, consider Brahman the greatest all-expanding substance, but according to this verse and other Vedic literatures such as Bhagavad Gita, the resting place of Brahman is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just as the resting place of sunshine in the sun globe. Srila Jiva Goswami therefore says that since the transcendental form of the Lord is the seed of all greatness, he is the Supreme Brahman. Since the Supreme Brahman was situated in the heart of Dhruva Maharaj, he became heavier than the heaviest, and therefore everything trembled in all three worlds and in the spiritual world. The Mahat Tattva is the sum total of the material creation, is to be understood to be the ultimate end of all universes, including all the living entities therein. Brahman is the resort of the Mahat Tattva, which includes all the material and spiritual entities. It is described in this connection that the Supreme Brahman, the personality of Godhead, is the master of both Pradhana and Purusha. Pradhana means subtle matter such as the ether. Purusha means the spiritual spark living entities who are entangled in that subtle material existence. These may also be described as Paraprakriti and Aparaprakriti as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna, being the controller of both Prakritis, is thus the master of Pradhana and Purusha. In the Vedic hymns also, Supreme Brahman is described as Anta Pavista Sasta. This indicates the Supreme Personality of Godhead is controlling everything and entering into everything. The Brahma Samhita 5.35 further confirms this Andantarastha Paramachayantarastha. He has entered not only the universe but even the atom. In Bhagavad Gita 10.42, Krishna also says, Vishtabhyaham idam kristanam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead controls everything by entering into everything. By associating constantly with the Supreme Personality in his heart, Dhruva Maharaj naturally becomes equal to the greatest Brahman by his association, and thus become the heaviest, and the entire universe trembled. In conclusion, a person who always concentrates on the transcendental form of Krishna within his heart can easily strike the whole world with wonder at his activities. This is the perfection of yoga performance as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 6.47. Yoginamapi sarvesham. Of all yogis, the bhakti yogi who thinks of Krishna always within his heart and engages in his loving transcendental service is the topmost. Ordinary yogis can exhibit wonderful material activities known as Ashtasiddhi. 8 kinds of yogic perfection, but a pure devotee of the world can surpass these perfections by performing activities which can make the whole universe tremble. Hare Krishna, such a wonderful purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So I would like to offer a few prayers before starting our discussion. Om Ajnanatimiram Dasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapatam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadankitam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadan Vaitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Vishakan Vaitam Cham Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavade Prachachya Desatarane Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Sri Vashabhanava Devi Dayataya Krupabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dhayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premaja Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Sri Gaura Karuna Sakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Srimutaye Denatarine Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagyamute Viprarambara Sambode Parambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Sakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayite Gauravir Bhava Bhumeshtam Niddeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Sri Jagannadayate Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Krupasindubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Sattikam हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते जयतां सुरतौ पंगोर्मम मंदमतिर्गिते मत्सर्वस्व पदाम्बोजा राधा मदन मोहिनौ तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity this morning. I beg all of your blessings and prayers so that I can speak few words today. So today our discussion is 4th canto, 8th chapter, verse number 78. The context is Dhruva Maharaj did severe tapasya, and at the end of a result of his tapasya, the total material creation, who is the master of all living entities, Krishna, came into the heart of Dhruva, and the whole three worlds began to tremble. This purport is excellent purport where Prabhupada is going into the depths of the discussion. Here, Srila Prabhupada mentioned about the word Brahma is very significant. Means Brahman refers to one who not only the greatest but has the potential to expand to an unlimited extent. So it's very natural. The word Brahman is not only very powerful but it expands unlimited extent. But the question is, how was it possible for Dhruva Maharaj to capture Brahman within his heart? That's very reasonable, right? How a Brahman, which can expand to all the universe, can be captured by a small boy within his heart? That is the subject matter of discussion today. And Srila Prabhupada says, Jiva Goswami mentioned very nicely. It's an excellent analogy. Just like sun rays comes from sun and covers the whole planet, whole universe. In the same way, this Brahman, the energy of Krishna, emanates from him, but it is rested on Krishna himself. Jiva Goswami says, Supreme Personality of Godhead is the origin of Brahman. For since he comprises everything material and spiritual, just like sunlight is the origin, it comes from sun. The Brahman and all the material and spiritual energies are coming from Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself said that I am the resting place of Brahman. But so-called Mayavadi philosophers, so-called, other people who talk about God as, Brahman, the biggest all-expanding substance, but they don't know the source. But it's very clear in Bhagavad Gita that the resting place of Brahman is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in Srimad Bhagavatam there is a wonderful verse in the first chapter, 2nd canto, 11th verse. Vadanti tat vedastatvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaneti iti sabhyate. Meaning, people consider God in three different ways. In some places of worship, it's just air, there is nothing. They think, God doesn't have form. So that is Brahmeti. Okay, first category of people, atheistic. They don't even consider there is God. Next is Brahmeti. They consider God as formless, omnipresent, just like sunrise. The second step is Paramatmeti. The second step, Paramatmeti, means the second grade, little bit advanced people consider God is sitting in the heart as Paramatma. And the third grade are the devotees who are in the right path, consider God as Bhagavan. So this is a very nice verse in the first canto, second chapter. Vadanti tat vidas tattvam. Learned people who are very smart are categorized into three categories: Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaneti. If we talk with outside people, always we come into this discussion that, oh, everywhere there is God and God doesn't have form. So this is very concrete sastric evidence. On top of that, Jiva Goswami, one of the top philosophers, he is also mentioning the same thing. The whole world is resting on Krishna. Supreme Brahman was situated in the heart of Dhruva Maharaj. He became heavier than the heaviest, and therefore everything trembled in all three worlds in the spiritual world. Just like Srila Prabhupada gives this beautiful example all the time, that when an iron rod is heated at a high temperature, after a few hours, that iron rod is no longer iron rod. It is the fire itself. So in the same way, people who worship Krishna intensely, like Dhruva Maharaj, what is intense worship? We have to talk about intense worship. A small boy. The verses from 70 to 77. In Madhuvana, Dhruva took his bath in Yamuna, observed fasting that night, and he worshipped Lord as instructed by Narada Muni. The austerities of Dhruva, as we just discussed in the last few verses, first month, Dhruva is sustained on kapitta fruit and berries. The fruit that is kapi means monkey, kapitta, the fruit that usually monkeys eat. So Dhruva dependent on this fruit and berries, and he used to eat these fruits, small boy, once in 3 days. And the second month, Dhruva depended on dry grass and leaves. The austerity level is increasing, once in 6 days. And the third month, once in 9 days, Dhruva sustained on water. And in the fourth month, once in 12 days, he's taking air. See this devotional service. We cannot even imagine this. We just can't even imagine this. This small boy left the house and went to a forest, and he's taking air in the fourth month, once in 12 days. By the fifth month, Dhruva controlled his breath, mind, stood motionless on one foot like a pillar, and meditated on Lord's form without diversion. So, when Prabhupada says the constant fire that is heating the iron rod, what happens? Even though it is iron rod, if we touch the iron rod after a couple of hours, that's it. We get burnt very badly. In the same way, when we associate with Supreme Personality of Godhead like Dhruva Maharaj, with this sincere tapasya, then what happens? The transcendental form of Krishna that is present in everybody as Paramatma, then the devotee, he becomes, or the right word is, Krishna comes within his heart. So that's why the whole world is trembling because of the weight of Dhruva Maharaj. Even though Dhruva Maharaj's weight is, he's a small boy, his weight is less than 100 pounds or something. But if Krishna comes, his weight is unlimited. So that's why the whole world is trembling. Just like that, when during the Janmashtami, when Krishna entered into the womb of Devaki, right? Womb of Devaki. All of a sudden, all the demigods, all the rishis, Narada, everybody started coming to Devaki. Where is Devaki? She is in prison. Now all these personalities circumambulating Devaki, and Devaki is shining like a radiant light in the prison. And then by itself Kamsa realized something is happening. So the whole point is when a supreme personality of Godhead comes into somebody's heart, the whole world gets trembled. So in the same way, our dear Srila Prabhupada, when he comes, same thing happened. So let me read few words about Srila Prabhupada. When a pure devotee, when Krishna comes into a pure devotee's heart, let me read accomplishments of Srila Prabhupada. Between 1968 and 1977, Srila Prabhupada dictated total of 22,000 pages of text. 22,000 pages of text. Between his age, 70s, he translated and wrote major part of Srimad Bhagavatam. Reading one verse with purport daily would take the reader 49.31 years to complete Srimad Bhagavatam. If we read one verse and purport, he translated and wrote purports to the 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. Reading one verse with purport daily takes 2 years to complete. He translated and wrote purports to the 17 volumes of Chaitanya Charitamrita, in total 2,170 pages or 11,555 verses. Reading one verse with purport daily would take reader 31.6 years, 31 years to complete. Reading one page daily would take 5.9 years to complete. He also wrote books like Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Nectar of Devotion, Teachings of Lord Kapiladev, Sri Isopanishad. He created Back to Godhead magazine, which was monthly distributed in 1 million copies. He wrote 7,000 letters to his disciples, which were published in 5 volumes of books. By the way, he wrote these letters by his own hand. Only Srimad Bhagavatam lectures he gave are compiled in 11 volumes of books. Bhagavad Gita lectures are compiled in 7 volumes of books. His conversations have been compiled in 42 volumes of books. He produced innumerable recordings. He established 108 temples. He published 147 books. Reading one book monthly would take 13 years. If one started to read one book monthly now in 2016, he would not finish till 2013. And most importantly, in his 70s, he traveled around the world 14 times. Besides this, he changed lives of at least thousands and thousands of people who became his initiating disciples. And all of this Srila Prabhupada did only in 11 years, in the age between 70 to 80. So the reason why I'm reading all this is just like, Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, it's so many years back, so many thousands of years back or hundreds of years back. But Srila Prabhupada is just 50 years back. We saw this miracle. A pure devotee, if Krishna comes and sits with a pure devotee who left everything, and severe tapasya, the tapasya did by Srila Prabhupada, coming in the ship, for all of us, the only, for example, I was volunteering to do some service outside, and I was discussing last weekend why I have to go into in Omaha today. The weather is like 20s or even less. So why we have to go and do and get into all these complexities of doing service in that manner? And I decided, okay, just forget about this. Well, let's do something else. And then in our devotee sangha, while we are discussing, what if Prabhupada also thought that why I bother coming to America? I have excellent place in Vrindavan, Radha Damodar temple, and he is a big sannyasi. He can preach there and he can write books there. So sometimes when the thoughts like that comes, whatever Srila Prabhupada did, that's a great inspiration and drive to do whatever we can, to please Supreme Personality of Godhead and to please Srila Prabhupada. So today's purport fits in very nicely. How a 70-year-old man, in one of the lecture I said, if we are 70, usually 70-year-old people in general retirement is, they don't even walk up to the end of the street. They don't even leave the house, right? By 70 you will get diabetes, hypertension, knee problem, eye problem, heart problem, all these problems. By 70, people doesn't even imagine going to the end of the street to do some volunteer activity. So this is definitely just like Dhruva Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, same thing. Krishna was there throughout and his spiritual master was there. But the reason why I am saying this is, in this purport, Srila Prabhupada used very wonderful words. I will come there. But before coming there, Srila Prabhupada also explained very nicely that Mahatattva, if we gone through the second canto, in that second canto it's beautifully described. What is Mahatattva is the initial ball of matter, which includes all material and spiritual entities. Mahatattva is the sum total of material creation. And from Mahatattva comes Pradhana and Purusha. Pradhana means subtle matter. Okay, what is subtle matter? The things you can't see by eye. That is subtle matter. Pradhana. I am listening to Srila Prabhupada's lecture. And he very nicely explained. Subtle means you can't see love. You can't see, anything that is kind of like emotional. Even you cannot see mind, right? You cannot see mind, you cannot see ego. You feel them. That is subtle matter. So Pradhana means subtle matter, even either. You cannot see either. Purusha means the spiritual spark in the living entities who are entangled in the subtle material existence. So in Bhagavad Gita it is also explained Paraprakriti and Aparaprakriti. So Krishna is the controller of both material and spiritual. And here it's very nicely explained. in Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter, 35th verse, Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham. Krishna is there in the big planets like Jupiter, Mars, Earth, or also Krishna is there in the tiny proton, neutron, atom. So Krishna is there everywhere. In the verse Bhagavad Gita 10.42, also Supreme Personality of Godhead controls everything by entering into everything. By associating constantly with Supreme Personality in his heart, Dhruva Maharaj naturally become equal to the greatest. We were discussing how, by associating, simple association with the holy name. This is the power of holy name. When we, I'm still struggling how to associate with holy name 24/7. That's the end goal. But there is a lot of diversion. After 1 hour, 2 hours, we've just fall into this, Maya, and forget all about this. So that is the difference between Dhruva Maharaj and myself. Or in the material world, we are going through all these tough battles every day. Maya tries so hard that we don't have enough time to read, whatever I mentioned, Srila Prabhupada books and associate with holy name. So it's very tough battle. But when we are constantly associated with holy name and devotees, obviously Krishna will clear the path. And he will, just like Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj and Prabhupada, he will make things easier. So this statement is very important. Dhruva Maharaj naturally becomes equal to the greatest, Brahman, by his association, and this became the heaviest, and the entire universe trembled. In conclusion, a person who always concentrates on the transcendental form of Krishna within his heart can very easily strike the whole world with wonder at his activities. See this. A person who always concentrates on the transcendental form of Krishna within his heart can easily strike the whole world with wonder at his activities. I really like this sentence, such a powerful sentence. It is just like, writing this sentence exactly fits with what Srila Prabhupada did. In conclusion, a person who always concentrates on the transcendental form of Krishna, just like Srila Prabhupada when he is, coming in the ship in Jaladuta, he got 2 heart attacks back to back. And the only thing he dependent on is transcendental form of Lord Krishna, and within his heart, he with that he can easily strike the whole world with wonder at his activities. So I read his accomplishments. Right, every day I think about this. In the whole life, I cannot even compose a page or a paragraph of literature. And Srila Prabhupada composed like 20,000 or 30,000 pages of literature. So, if we want to see miracle, this is miracle. Miracle, where the words Prabhupada used here is, he can easily strike the whole world with wonder at his activities. If we close our eyes and think Srila Prabhupada, what he did, we will be in wonder. Oh my gosh, till today, that's why everybody is in awe with Srila Prabhupada, because when we glorify pure devotee, Krishna will be even happier. So we say dasanu, dasanu, das. When we glorify Krishna, Krishna will be happier. When we glorify Krishna's devotee, he will be much, 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 much happier. Because he will be happy, that transforms into our heart, because Paramatma is on our heart. So in bhakti process, being dasanu, dasanu, das is the key. In this way, this is the perfection of yoga performance as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 6.47. Yoginam api sarvisham. Of all the yogis, Bhakti Yogi, who thinks Krishna always within his heart and engages in his loving transcendental service, is the topmost. So it's very wonderful. I try to listen, whenever I can to Srila Prabhupada the whole day, and I only try to only one. If a whole day, if we listen, and if we pick one word, that changes our life. So the other day I was listening to this class from Srila Prabhupada he has given in Mumbai in 70s. So he's talking about the peace formula. Bhaktaram yajnatapasam sarvalokam maheshwaram shuhrudam sarvabhotanam jnatva shanti muchyati. We want peace, no anxiety, no tension, right? Srila Prabhupada was talking about this. I know this about this sloka. I read about this purport hundreds of times, or many times. But when we hear the words from pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, that immediately fixed in my heart. Bhaktaram yajnatapasam sarvalokam maheshwaram sahrudam sarvabhutanam jnatvamam santimuchyati. What is the peace formula? Seeing Krishna, we all know this, right? Seeing Krishna in everybody's heart and thinking that, this is my family, this is not my family, this is that the whole problem comes with the word I, ego, my false ego. As soon as we realize that, actually, everywhere it's Krishna. This is helping me so much, this one realization, just by listening to Srila Prabhupada, helping me. Before that, as living in a competitive world, competitive place, workplace is toxic. Everywhere it's toxicity. If you see the news, it's all toxic world. So we also subconsciously goes into that mood of toxicity. All this greed, lust, anger, ego, false ego, matta, mada, all this started coming. But I tried to implement this word very carefully, that even every day whenever I am going in all the situations, instead of selfishness, how I can see the Paramatma in everyone's heart. That is the peace formula. Same thing here. Yoginam api sarvesham 6.47. Who thinks Krishna always in his heart, and also very importantly see Krishna in others' hearts. So sometimes in devotee circles what happens is, again, it's very important. We forget, we chant, we forget, but we forget that other person, a dog, a cat, other human being, also there is Krishna in that person. And because of that forgetful nature is the key problem of Ashanti. So as soon as we realize, same as our son, the other family, other kid also has a Krishna in their heart, that relieves so much, bad things in our hearts. And also engaging in the loving transcendental service is the topmost. Ordinary yogis can exhibit wonderful material activities such as Ashtasiddhi, 8 kinds of yogic perfection, but a pure devotee of Lord can surpass all these perfections by performing activities which can make the whole world, universe tremble, right? So, ordinary yogis, I was reading today, some news or something. I read, in South India there is a Satya Sai Baba, and the news today morning I read is like from Baba's picture, the vibhuti. Come on, still today, all this I don't know. I mean, anyways, not indulging into the topic, but I'm saying how this material world, how much it tries to cheat us and getting cheated. But people who are pure devotees of the Lord can surpass these perfections by performing activities which can make the whole universe tremble. So, I already discussed how a small boy who is constantly associated with the holy name, and because of the power of the holy name, the whole world started trembling. So anyways, I will hold here, and I really thank all the devotees giving this opportunity to speak few words. And vanchikalpa tarubhyasya krupa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Any questions, any comments?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very, very wonderful class and verse explanation and examples. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhu, in your explanation, Prabhupada's accomplishments. Yeah. If I remember at least once in a day, it will help, Prabhu. So thank you so much for that explanation, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Yes, definitely. Thinking about Prabhupada and accomplishments. Yes, actually it helps also, and you will be in wonder. That person in that age accomplished all these things. We are all in our prime, and so the power comes with more association with the holy name. So, Hare Krishna. Thank you for the comment. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for the wonderful lecture. I really enjoyed and learned a lot of things. Thank you for your time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, for all the wonderful classes you have given. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Any other questions, comments, or we can end here?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. I really liked the point where you mentioned all the achievements of Srila Prabhupada, what he did for us. Really, we have to remind them always as a daily activity, so that we get motivated always to do service. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for very nice class, and it's really very inspiring. You always upload lot of videos. It's a very, we have so much of enthusiasm, and then it's all videos are very helpful, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Yeah, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. He did a lot, so we should do a little bit. So this is my service to Srila Prabhupada. So the channel's name is Serving the Lotus Feet of Srila Prabhupada. So it has the videos of the mainly Srila Prabhupada's devotees. I'm talking with them, interviewing with them, and also getting the nectar. So if you go there, you will see a lot of, for example, last month I went to New Vrindavan 50th anniversary, and I met, exalted devotees, His Holiness Bhaktimarg Maharaj, and I interviewed him. And Sutakirti Prabhu, he talked about Prabhupada's nectar. So if you go into that channel and see there, I made a playlist. It's all very inspiring. I get all this information from Srila Prabhupada's devotees, disciples. First those 1960s to 70s. Those are the toughest times in New Vrindavan, where please see the videos. You should hear from the first hand. There was a shooting in New Vrindavan at the time. And maybe in the next class I will tell those pastimes, very special pastimes. It's not published anywhere. So thank you. It's all, our humble service to Srila Prabhupada's Lotus Feet. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu, you can, in the class, if you have experience, even though if we don't go all the videos, when you give the class, some of the pastime you can share with us, Prabhu.
Yeah, definitely. From next class I will make a point that I will share, those early days special pastimes. Yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This is Damodaran Das again. I have a question that I need clarification, and you don't have to answer it now. Maybe you can answer later. All these devotees that we see from the other yugas, Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga and all, when they meditated or, prayed for the Lord, He appears in the four-handed Chaturbhuj form of Vishnu. The form of Shyam Sundar was not revealed to them. Like Dhruv Maharaj also, he meditated on the super soul within his heart. And then when Lord Vishnu appeared, that image of the super soul disappeared from his meditation, and that's why he opened his eyes and then he saw the Lord in front of him. But that was again the Chaturbhuj Vishnu form, not the Shyam Sundar form. Is there any explanation for that?
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for this wonderful question. There are a lot of wonderful Vaishnavas on this call. So Prabhupada, mainly after the end of the class, it should be like a discussion. I'm just wondering, any senior Vaishnavas has thoughts on this question? It's a wonderful question. I have a brief answer, but I want to, promote like the discussion. So if you can share your realizations on this subject matter, it is very helpful for the whole group.
Prabhuji, I want to share one thing. When I read Srimad Bhagavatam,
yes.
Prabhupada was telling. Okay. And do it high like that. Okay. He was actually Bhishmadev. He was meditating upon Krishna.
Open it.
Second. He was meditating on Krishna. 1 second, and then once Prabhuji, 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
He was meditating on Krishna, and then actually he didn't know, even though he was in Kurukshetra, he was meditating on the forearm. Krishna was there. He saw the Krishna in the battlefield, but he was meditating on the four-handed Krishna, means Vishnu form, and after his he left the body, he went to the Vaikuntha. After this, he went to the Vaikuntha. And then Prabhupada mentioned in that chapter, Bhismadev's chapter, he was telling, because of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, you have given this facility to meditate on Shyamsundar. Otherwise, before that, it's a very rare case. Paramahamsa, they used to meditate on the Krishna's pastime. Otherwise, it was not possible everyone to meditate on Krishna's pastime. Only in the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have that facility. He was writing in that purpose.
Thank you so much for sharing this wonderful realization. Yes, Prabhu, to answer your question, as Mataji said, there are 2 points here. One, Krishna is the topmost personality. So, from him came, Mahatattva, Mahavishnu. From Mahavishnu came Garbhodaskai Vishnu. From Garbhodaskai Vishnu came Kshirodaskai Vishnu. So when we pray, usually we pray, as Mataji said, Krishna is topmost, and on top of that, to access to the topmost, even to access to the topmost person in the country, you have to approach many other layers. And even to mention, now we talk about Radharani, right? Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, the name Radharani was never mentioned. So when we see this hierarchy, Krishna always gives access to the devotees. When you see all the Dasavataras, the Dasavataras came from Garbhodaskai Vishnu, or many avatars. They didn't even came from Krishna. So Krishna's only job is to play in Goloka Vrindavan, having fun. He's not at all related to any of this materialistic things. So to answer your question very simply, we do not have access to Krishna directly. Just like if you want to meet a topmost person like a big minister, you want to access to multiple channels before entering into his office. In the same way, Krishna also sends his representative. That is one. And number 2 is, devotees pray to Krishna in different ways. Krishna comes, it's in Bhagavad Gita, in whatever way you pray, I will facilitate that way. So some prays like Ramachandra. Rama is their worshipable Lord, that's it. So for someone, Narasimhadev. For someone, so whatever mood devotee is praying, Krishna will access to that and come in that form. But coming in Syamasundara's form, one, we cannot see as just we cannot see that transcendental spiritual form of Krishna. Number 2, it is inaccessible. The only reason we are talking so freely is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, that Vrindavan now, in Kartik, people are traveling in Vrindavan and having all this excellent, this dham again is revealed back is due to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. So that's why now we are talking about Radharani, we are talking about Krishna, but as Mataji said, previously they don't even know about the importance of in general circles. But again, Narada and all these people, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, and that is 1.3.28, the emperor verse of Bhagavatam, and even Vasudev, only Paramahamsas, the biggest munis, have access to Krishna. For them, Krishna is to come, but not ordinary people. So that is my answer. But if anybody wants to share more realizations, it's a very important question. But we should really glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We do, the holy name. He pretty much propagated the holy name and asked everybody to share this holy name. That's why we are able to get in, this access to the spiritual world. Thank you so much for that wonderful question.
Yes, thank you for a very nice explanation. My understanding was the Dhruv Maharaj was a small child, 5-year-old. He didn't know how to approach the Supreme Lord to get what he wanted. His mother just told him to go to the forest because she's seen all the sages going to the forest to meditate. But his guru was Narada, because Narada met him when he was going to the forest. And he gave him the Diksha mantra to chant, which is the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It could be because the guru knew what the devotee wanted, so he gave him the mantra to get the Vishnu form of the Lord, because he wanted some material benefits. He could have given him the Maha Mantra or other mantra to approach Krishna in the Shyam Sundar form. That was my thought on this. But even, Gajendra and everybody, they get to see the 4-handed form of the Lord. They don't see the Shyam Sundar form. So my question was in general, but thank you very much for your explanation.
So, and also to answer, Krishna's form it's like, when we go to work, we dress nicely in a particular way, right? When I go to work, I dress in a particular way. But I am at home, I don't dress in that way. So Krishna is kind of like at home. Vishnu is kind of like at work. When Krishna steps out of Gokul, Goloka Vrindavan, to come to this material world, I'm also answering in general way, not just for Dhruv Maharaj. If you see Gajendra, if you see any other, most common, you always see this 4-handed form, because he came out of Goloka. So obviously he will take this form of Vishnu. Krishna's form, that's why we hanker about Radha Kund, Syama Kund, and Vrindavan, Giri Govardhan. We celebrated Govardhan Puja. The reason is, this is all intimate matters and Madhurya feature of the Dham. So that's why they said this is the topmost. Even, Balaji, it is Aishwarya. Balaji and all these other dhams are Aishwarya. But this Madhurya dham is the topmost, in the sense, this is very secretive. So that's why he doesn't come in Syamasundara form. That is only for Radharani and Gopis and Gopas and Vrindavan. That is confined to Vrindavan. In the spiritual world. I am again talking about the spiritual world and in general. So that's my realization of, but it's a wonderful question, very important question. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada purport and lecture also so many times Prabhupada mentioned this, because of the Mahaprabhu only. Now I was reading, when I was reading the Bhagavatam, I was wondering, even Vishmadev got he went to the Vaikuntha. And so many devotees, big devotees, they at the end of their life, they went to the Vaikuntha, and this is very special mercy for us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada. And yes, Prabhupada also Prabhupada, so many in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada mention means we devotee, we like to meditate because when 11th chapter Arjuna was seeing the form of the Vishwarup, and then Prabhupada was telling no. Okay. Sorry. He was telling that Vishwarup is not for the devotees, and then even forearm form he wanted to see, and then at last Krishna saw his Shyam Sundar form, and Prabhupada is writing the purport. He was telling devotee they always should meditate on Shyam Sundar form, because he was in the purport also. That was when Arjuna was asking in that purport also. Prabhupada is telling for us, especially Prabhupada recommended us to meditate Shyam Sundar form, in that purport.
Thank you so much for sharing the realizations. And as time is Krishna and it's 7:26, so before concluding our call, any final thoughts or comments? But it's such a wonderful discussion and important question. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity. Vanchakalpa tarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful, wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrand ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Thank you.
Praise Prasannatma Prabhu ji ki jai.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Very beautiful class.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay then. Hare Krishna. Thank you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.